You may call President Trump's pick of Jerome Powell as the chairman of the Federal Reserve unique or unusual because Powell
might be the most boring person in Washington right now.
That's Gina Smialik.
And I am a Federal Reserve and U.S. economic reporter at Bloomberg News.
The Wall Street Journal even dubbed Powell Mr. Ordinary. So who is Jerome, or as he's better known, Jay Powell? He's a Republican businessman with 40 years' experience in government, law, and banking.
He's strong, he's committed, he's smart.
And he's very, very rich. The one thing he's not is an economist, which leads to the question, how did someone with no background in economics become the head of the world's most powerful central bank? Jay Powell was born in Washington, D.C., the son of a lawyer. He studied politics at Princeton and earned his law degree from Georgetown. From there, his resume includes a law firm, an investment bank, President George H.W. Bush's Treasury Department, and the private equity firm, the Carlyle Group.
The fact that he is a lawyer by background has sort of been a point of conversation and even of some contention since he's gotten the nod for the Federal Reserve chair.
That's because he would be the first Fed chair without a degree in economics since the late 70s.
We know that both Ben Bernanke and Janet Yellen, his two immediate predecessors, have really leaned on their staff. And one of the reasons they can do that is because they understand everything their staff is telling them. And the idea is that without a PhD, Jay Powell might be a little bit more captured by the staff and beholden to their ideas.
Meanwhile, Powell's time working in the private sector will make him by far the wealthiest Fed chair ever.
He's very quiet about his wealth, but we know from his financial disclosures, because he's already been vetted as a member of this institution, that he is just massively wealthy.
This is a pattern of Trump's, who has surrounded himself with people of great wealth. By Bloomberg's calculations, his potential worth is more than $112 million, 800 times wealthier than Paul Volcker was when he became Fed chair in 1980, and that's even adjusted for inflation. In 2011, he caught President Obama's attention when he helped convince Republican lawmakers to raise the debt limit or risk defaulting. Then, in 2012, Obama nominated him for the Fed's 7-member board of governors.
You know, a lot of people look at Jay Powell and they say, oh, he's a Republican Yellen, but a very important thing to note is that President Obama is the one who actually appointed him to that role in the first place.
But Trump has now broken with tradition by elevating Powell to the Fed's top job instead of keeping Janet Yellen in the position. Every president since Reagan has chosen in their first term to re-nominate the sitting Fed chairman regardless of party affiliation. So why rock the boat, especially when the economy is doing so well?
While Donald Trump actually liked Janet Yellen quite a lot, he was really concerned with the optics of sticking with the existing Obama-appointed Fed chair. What we saw here was Donald Trump saying, I'm not going to continue that tradition, I'm going to put my own mark on the Fed. Donald Trump even said in an interview right before the pick came out,
I like her a lot. In one way, I have to say, you like to make your own mark.
So with Powell as the new Fed chair, what should we expect from him?
He is very much a continuity candidate when you think about the things he's actually going to do in Washington. He definitely believes in a little bit less regulation than we've got right now, but I think in sort of a consensus way. And he's saying, don't burn up the house, maybe roll it back a little.
Community banks play a central role in our national economy.
And at least for financial markets, which don't like uncertainty, Trump's bet on continuity and boring might be one of the more reassuring things he's ever done.